Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. As always, it is great to see you. I'm glad that you are here. If you are new to this channel, I want to take a moment to welcome you. I hope that you will tune into future videos. So in the last video, I went over an ad that I was going to place on Craigslist looking for a band. And Craigslist has been pretty good to me in the past as far as whenever I needed to look for musical work, I'd place an ad and initially would get an influx of interest from people that were looking for drummers. And I guess I expected the exact same thing this time. But life keeps things interesting, and there was nothing. I even joked about it in the last video. Yeah, days went by, nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Is the ad even posted? And yeah, it's there. But I did hear from a total of 3 interested parties, folks, what have you, within this last week. Now, 2 of the 3 were startups, and I decided to go ahead and politely decline those. If you don't know what a startup band is, it's kind of as it sounds. It's usually 1 to 3 people that are trying to begin a band. They clearly don't have full members. They usually don't have set lists. They're definitely not gigging. And there is nothing wrong with startups in and of themselves. Everybody's got to start somewhere. I just happen to be at a point in my life where I've been there and I've done that, and I know how much time and effort goes into making those things work. And there's really no guarantee that even after a whole lot of hard work that the thing will take off. You could have a member flake at the very end, and then you got to start all over with somebody else. So anyways, I just decided that I'm going to pass on those for right now. It's confession time. And this is less of a complaint and just more an observation of something that I went through this past week. Yeah, the lack of apparent interest was a bit disheartening. And I did what most people will do, and you start to overthink things. You start to internalize things. I started asking myself the question, well, is it me? Am I too old? Do I need to shave my beard in order to look younger? Am I not talented enough? Do people hate bald heads? What is going on? Is it because I don't have an olive green Lamborghini? See my last video, you'll get it. Eventually I stopped it, and it's good to have some introspection in situations like this to kind of ask oneself, is there anything that I can do to improve the situation? But it can also spiral downward really quickly, like to the point where self-esteem and self-worth takes a hit. And it's usually all self-inflicted wounds, which is never good. Plus, the lack of interest may have nothing to do with me whatsoever. It might be all external factors. For example, I started thinking about the fact that there are a heck of a lot of DJs that are, they're all the rage right now. It could be that that clubs are just not showcasing bands anymore. Maybe it's DJs, or maybe nothing at all, karaoke or whatever. I know that's popular as well. It could also be that the local bands are doing just fine with their drummers, that there aren't many openings. There could be a surplus of drummers that are looking for gigs. Perhaps Craigslist is the thing here. Maybe it's not near as popular as it used to be. It's hard to say. I don't know. But the question, I guess, is, well, what am I going to do? And the answer to that is nothing. In the end, I just reminded myself, it's like, dude, it's only been a week. You need to chill. So I am going to have more patience, and I'm going to keep the faith that the right gig will pop up at the right time. One interesting development that did happen, though, in the course of this is, at least with a couple of these prospective folks that contacted me, the question came up as, well, you talked about being open. So if you were going to be open, maybe you should go at least play with them, try it and see what you think. And I wrestled with that, but in the end, I don't know, I guess I have to listen to my gut. And my gut is telling me that I want to hold off on that I don't know if I want to, quote unquote, settle. And I'll be darned, in the midst of all this, it's almost as if the universe was reading my mind, because I ran across a quote on the internet, and I thought I would read it to you. The author is unknown. And here's what came across my feed one day, and I quote, "You really have to put yourself on a certain pedestal. Like, yes, you're better than that. You're bigger than that. You can't associate yourself with that. You can't even entertain that." End of quote. I find the timing of that to be rather uncanny. So I'm going to take that as a sign, and I'm going to listen. So I am going to just practice and be a little bit more patient. Maybe next week I will have more news for you. Until then, I want to thank you once again for being here and for your time. And as always, I really do hope that you are doing well. And light and love to you all. Take care now. Bye.